We will start with the sourcing module. The purpose of sourcing module is bidding. The purpose of the sourcing module is bidding in case if you need any, suppose let's take you need 1,000 laptops. If you need 1,000 laptops, then you prepare an RFQ. In that RFQ, you are going to mention, I want 14 inches laptop. This is the configuration. I'm expecting 3 years warranty. By default, in that Windows operating system and MS Office should be there. And it should be 1 TB configuration or so-and-so processor. In the RFQ, you're going to mention your requirement details. Okay, what kind of product that you're expecting with the clear specifications, payment terms, and everything. So you send that RFQ to the different suppliers. Suppose in case of laptop, you can send that RFQ to Samsung, HP, Lenovo, Dell. Okay, and those suppliers are going to send you the quotation. When they send you the quotation, you will identify which is the best quotation based on the price, payment term, and warranty details and branding of that supplier. Accordingly, you'll choose the best supplier. Okay. So on top of the best supplier, you will place a purchase order. So that entire process we handle in the sourcing module. Okay. So for the sourcing module, what is the role required? I'm going to assign category manager role to our business user. Category manager. Okay, category manager role I have added. And let us provide the data access also. Data access. So we create RFQ at the BU level. So data access should be business unit. Okay, done. And I will log into the business user of 53K batch. Now from the procurement section, if I click on the procurement and here you are able to see negotiations. Negotiations. Okay, if you click on the negotiations, click on the task list and click on create negotiation. Click on the create negotiation. Okay. And now negotiation type. Actually, there are different types has been created by the students, but by default, you have RFI, RFQ, and auction. Only these three. Okay. In case of RFQ and auction, there is an outcome. Outcome in the sense you have an intention to buy. That's why you are asking for the quotation. But in case of RFI, you don't have intention to buy now. It's like a window shopping. You are just collecting the information from the supplier, request for information. Here, request for quotation, auction. Auction and RFQ almost same, and both are having the outcome, but RFI is window shopping. Okay. Now I'm selecting the RFQ and negotiation style. There are by default two are there. By default, two negotiation styles are there. One is the standard negotiation. Give me a second. Ken. One is the standard negotiation, and the one is two stage. It seems to be the standard negotiation name also somebody updated. It seems like. Do not modify the predefined data. So this is a standard one. This should be the proper name. Okay. And there is two stage is also there. What is the difference between standard and two stage? I will explain you. Somebody modified this name also. Okay. Let me show you the standard negotiation first. I'm trying to create an RFQ, and the style I'm selecting the standard negotiation, and outcome. Outcome is nothing but you wanted to create a PO. You want to create a purchase order, or you want to create a blanket purchase agreement or contract purchase agreement. I would like to create a purchase order. Purchase order should be the outcome of this process. Negotiation currency. This is our functional currency. Nothing but to this business unit, what ledger is assigned, that ledger currency is the currency that is defaulted here. That's the functional currency. Click on create. So far, good.
Yes, sir.
Now, cover page. title, and this is again a short description. And here also you can give introduction to the RFQ here also. And this is a standard negotiation. Who is the buyer? Which buyer is creating this RFQ? What is the outcome that we selected? We selected purchase order as an outcome. And if you scroll down, schedule, negotiation, controls, requirements, 3 sections are there. In the schedule, so open this RFQ to submit the quotations immediately after the approvals, nothing but after we prepare this RFQ, it goes to the internal approval. After the internal approval is completed, then it is open immediately for the quotations to be provided by the supplier. Or else if you want to provide a particular date, I wanted the supplier to respond to this RFQ from 21st of August onwards. Or else after the approval, the suppliers can provide their quotations. So what is the closure date? The closure date is 28th of August, and award date after 28th. I need a 3 days time till 31st of August to identify the best supplier. To identify the best supplier, I need 3 days. Okay. And response visibility, sealed is nothing but, so we receive responses from the suppliers, right? That responses are sealed until this date. Nothing but you're not able to, the buyers are not able to see the responses. They're able to see the response after the RFQ is closed. In case of sealed. In case of blind, suppose today if you receive any response, you are able to open and see it. Tomorrow also you are able to open and see it. Okay. It's not a sealed. Next, coming to the requirements. Coming to the requirements, we can actually provide weight to the questions. So in the next section, I'll show you, we can ask our requirements in the question format. And for every question, we can give a marks, nothing but we can give a weightage also, like our academic paper. So out of that questions, how much score is gained by the supplier. Okay, accordingly, we'll identify the best supplier also, that I'll show you in the next screen. So yes, enable weights, nothing but for our questions, enable marks, and display that score to the suppliers also. Display that score to the supplier also. And rank indicator. Rank indicator is nothing but once you start receiving the quotations from the suppliers, do you want application to automatically rank the best quotation, worst quotation automatically based on the price? Based on the price, I want the system to automatically identify which is the best quotation, worst quotation, or else 1, 2, 3 order, which is first preferred quotation, second preferred quotation based on the price. Okay. So far good. These 3 sections are good. Schedules, negotiation controls, requirements.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Today I have not completed breakfast before this session. If I don't complete breakfast before this session, I should take after 9:30 only. Then I'll not have energy to talk. That's why I take breakfast before the class itself. Today, sorry, I'm taking in the class.
No issue, sir.
No issue, sir.
Sir.
Okay, next section is it's a open public It's a public RFQ. If it is a public RFQ, any supplier can provide their code. Suppose if you restrict only invited suppliers, in the next page, we will invite a few suppliers. Only they are able to submit the response. Only they are able to submit the code. Okay. Allow suppliers to select which line to respond. Suppose if you disable it, you are insisting the supplier to provide the code for all the lines in the RFQ. Suppose if you enable this, you are giving the flexibility for the supplier to select one or two lines also to provide their code. Suppose you asked for 10 items, 10 lines. The supplier is okay to provide the estimation or code for only 2 lines. Okay, allow suppliers to select a line to respond. Display best price to the supplier. So this best price is nothing but suppose I have already provided a code for 100 rupees. So far, that is the best price. That best price is displayed to the next supplier. It's called as a competitive pricing. So I provided 100 rupees as my code price. And that is so far is the best price. That best price is displayed to the next supplier. Require full quantity. We are not expecting a response for the partial quantity. We are expecting the response for the full quantity. If you're able to deliver full quantity, then only respond. Allow multiple responses. Is there an explanation required for this? Allow multiple
No.
responses.
No.
Allow response revision. Revising the response. Okay, multiple responses I'm not allowing, but they're able to edit their response. Display transferred amount to the supplier. This transfer amount is nothing but, so we are creating this RFQ in which currency? INR, right? INR. Suppose if the supplier is sending the quotation in US dollar or euro, when you convert INR to USD or INR to euro, what is the converted amount? The transferred amount, it is displayed to the supplier. Because in case of big amount quotations, the conversion rates plays an important role. The exchange rate plays an important role. If it is a small amount, it does not make big difference. But if it is a big amount, the exchange rate itself makes a big difference. Okay. So display the transferred amount to the supplier. Clear this section?
Sir, this
Yes.
line level response rules, supplier to select line on which to respond, means we will be giving particular lines to the supplier. Those lines only will be displayed to the supplier, or
No, sir. It's just all the lines the supplier is able to see. In the RFQ, if you are having 10 lines, all the 10 lines will be displayed to the supplier. But you are giving an option to respond to 1 or 2 lines also.
okay. Okay, sir.
Next term section. What is a payment term? And what is a freight term? What is a ship method? These 3 defaulted from procurement business function options. And this is our currency. And if you are allowing the suppliers to provide response in other currencies also, then you can mention the other currencies here. That means supplier can respond in INR, supplier can respond in US dollar also. Okay. But I'm not allowing the responses in other currencies. They're able to provide their code in our functional currency only. Next, collaboration team. So this is also, self-explanatory. Collaboration team. So you can add your team members, and you can assign some work to them. Anybody, okay. Just add, and only I'm giving the view access. Follow-up suppliers. And if you click on the send notification, it will send a notification to this guy. Okay. And in the requirement section, I'm adding a section here. So my question is related to finance section. My question is related to finance section. I'm adding that question here. If you click on add requirement, what is the turnover of the company? What is the turnover of the company? So this turnover, entire, all the sites turnover or a specific site turnover. Okay, I'm okay. I wanted to know the turnover of all the sites. Response required or optional? Response required. Okay. And response in text box, yes. I'm expecting the response in the text box. Okay. I'm not giving any score to this question. I'm not giving any score. What is the turnover of the company? And I'm going to add one more section here. Next section is related to technical capabilities. So these are predefined sections. The financial section that we selected or technical capabilities, these are predefined. So I'll show you how to create these predefined sections in the coming classes. Under this predefined section, I'm adding a question now. Is response required? Yes, multiple choice with single selection. And you can provide options to the supplier here. ISO 9000, 2008, 2010, 2012, 2015. So 2015 is the latest in 2015. Tech Lead site is ISO certified. We are ISO certified. I think we received that certification, I think in January or February, if I'm not wrong. We are ISO certified. ISO certified 9000-215. Okay, so for this, I'm providing a score. Okay, so the weightage of this question is 50 marks. If the supplier selected this, supplier is going to get 10 marks. This option 20 marks. This option 30 marks. This option 50 marks. Understood? Knockout score. The minimum score that supplier should get is minimum 30. 30. This is a qualified score. Clear?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Like this, we can add sections and questions. Let me add 100 here. Because okay, I added 100 there. Why I have added 100, I'll tell you. The total questions, no, I have added only one question, but if you have added multiple questions, all these questions weightage should be equivalent to 100. In case if you added other questions also, all the other questions weightage should be equivalent to 100. It should not be less than 100 or more than 100. Okay, understood?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
It's fine, right? Do I need to add a few more questions? I think it's okay. Fine. And next line section. So here you can request for a code for a product or for a service also. For a service also, you can request for a code. In case of service, just enter the description. Just enter the description only. Okay. Building all lift maintenance. Okay. This is service, right? You're expecting a service. You're expecting a service here. If you're expecting service, just enter only description, or else you can add the product also. Give me a second. The description is not getting defaulted. From the item, is description should be defaulted. Okay, it's defaulted now. And the quantity. Okay, I'm expecting 100 quantity. And what is the requested delivery date? Requested delivery date September 10th. Let me click on the edit button. So what is the current price? Currently, for how much you are buying? So current price, it's optional. You can enter the start price also. 200 is my start price, and my target price is also 200 only. I'm expecting or maybe 190. I'm starting this bidding with 200, but I'm expecting I'm actually expecting 190. Okay, display the target price to the supplier. Display target price to the supplier. And we can also add additional cost factors also other than this packing charges, transportation charges, insurance charges that can be added here, additional cost factors. Okay, so we can add additional cost factors individually, or we can create a cost factors group also, nothing but list. So this setup I'll show you. Okay, suppose if I select this list, under this list, so there are two are there. One is the transportation cost and another one is packing charges. So you can add these cost factors individually, or you can create as a list. If you pull that list, so in that list, whatever the different cost factors already added, that will come up here. Okay, what is the transportation cost? Fixed amount, not per unit, fixed amount. The transportation cost is just 12 rupees, and special packing charges per unit is how much? Per unit, I'm selecting 1 rupee. Per unit, I'm selecting 1 rupee. Clear? I'll show you this setup, team. Okay, how to create this cost factors list, I'll show you later. Next, coming to the attributes. This is product specifications. This is nothing but I am clicking on add group, and I'm creating a group here. Product specifications. Product specifications, and click on add attribute. And here, what color options are available? Okay, what color options are available? Okay, like that we can add different questions related to the item. Okay, because this is line level, so we are adding these questions related to this particular line. That means this particular item related questions. This is this product related questions. Okay, and in the contract terms, so we can create a terms and conditions template. So this terms and conditions template we create in the procurement contract module. That template you have to select over here. So procurement contract module, I'll explain you later. So these terms and conditions are nothing but in case of late delivery, in case of late payment, in case of damaged product. Okay. In case of if a different item is sent, in case if not properly packed. So all those terms and conditions are prepared in a in a template, and that template we can select here. Okay, that template we prepare under which module? Procurement contract module. Later in the procurement contract module, I'll explain about the template. So next is inviting the suppliers. Okay, I'm inviting a supplier now. So this supplier is having access to supplier portal, right? This supplier is having access to supplier portal. So this supplier is able to submit the code from the supplier portal. Okay. So I would like to show you two different scenarios. One is if the supplier is having the supplier portal, supplier is able to provide the quotation from the supplier portal itself. That is one scenario. Other scenario is if the supplier is not having the supplier portal, then supplier is gonna email the details to us. Supplier is gonna email the details to us, and buyer can enter the details into the RFQ. On behalf of the supplier, buyer can enter the details into the RFQ. I'll show you that scenario also. So for that, we need another supplier. So far, I created two suppliers, and this supplier is having a supplier portal access. But this supplier, let me check. This supplier is properly created, nothing but fully created, or anything is pending. Yeah, sites is not created. Address is also not created. Okay, I'm creating an address. I'm creating a site also. I'm creating the supplier contact also. Supplier contact also I'm creating the. But I'm not creating the account. I'm not creating a user account. Okay, just I'm creating the contact person details. That's it. I'm not creating a login details. I'm not enabling that checkbox. And submit. So let's invite that supplier also to provide the quotation. Okay. Now click on the publish button. We can configure approvals for this. We can configure approvals for this. I'll show you in tomorrow's session. So we created the first negotiation. Okay, it's active. It is active, and 11 days, 23 hours time is remaining. And so far we received any responses? No responses. We invited 2 suppliers and we are expecting response from those 2 suppliers. Okay, let's submit the response. Now the buyer work is completed. Now supplier has to send the quotation. Okay, so this is one of the supplier. And this supplier is receiving the notification. Of course, notifications are not coming. But on the home page, supplier portal, again, if I click on the supplier portal, and if you click on view active negotiations, so see here, there is a negotiation which is waiting for me to respond. First, I would like to acknowledge, and later I can create a response. I'm acknowledging. Okay. Later, you can create a response at your free time before the due date. Okay. I'm creating a response. And my response validity is till October. The response which I'm providing, it's valid till October. And any note to buyer, and in the requirements section, I'm able to see the questions that has been asked. And in the next section, I'm selecting the last option, technical capabilities. Okay. And if I go to the next tab, lines tab, and let me click on view all columns. View all columns. So here I can see the start price. I can see the target price also. Accordingly, I can provide the price. I'm able to deliver the product by 185 rupees itself. And yes, I'm able to deliver the product by 10th of September. The requested delivery date is 10th of September. Yes, I'm able to deliver before that as well, 5th of September. Okay. And if I click on the edit button, and if I scroll down, this is the price, and coming to transportation charges is how much, and the packing charges is how much. I'm enter that. What color options are available? Black and white. Okay. Clear?
Sir, I
Yes.
have a doubt in line items. One general question. If a supplier can only, in RFQ we are having 10 lines. If a supplier can only deliver 5 lines, means he can participate or?
Yeah, I discussed about that checkbox already. There is a checkbox.
Yeah, yeah.
Hello.
Yes,
Yeah, if
sir.
that is enabled, then they are able to submit the response only for the lines that they want. If that is option is you disable it, then supplier has to provide response to all the lines.
Okay, sir.
Next, finally, review screen. Just review the details and click on the submit button. Okay, this supplier is having the supplier portal. He's able to submit from the supplier portal. What about other supplier? Other supplier is having the supplier portal access? No. That supplier is going to send us the details in the email. Okay, and even we have to send our RFQ to the supplier, because the supplier is having supplier portal. This supplier is able to see there is a negotiation which need to be participated and which need to be responded. But to the other supplier, you have to send a PDF also. You have to download the PDF and you have to email that PDF to that other supplier to provide response. And you receive the response through email, and that response you have to enter here. If you go to actions and if you go to menus, there is something called surrogate response. Surrogate response means on behalf of the supplier, buyer is entering the details in the RFQ. That's called surrogate response. Important entry question. Important entry question. So select the supplier, and contact is mandatory field here. Contact is mandatory field here. That's why I have created a contact. When creating the supplier, I have created a supplier contact because contact is a mandatory field. Okay, and click on create. So we received from Sindhu. Sindhu is the supplier contact here. From Sindhu, we received the information and enter that in the system. So how we received information? Through email or through chatbot or through phone or through fax. I'm selecting fax. I received response through fax, and in that response, the response validity is mentioned till September. I don't know why the dates are not in enable mode. Okay, sorry. Response received today. Okay, and the response validity till September ending. Response received today. Response validity is till September ending. Any note to the buyer and going to the requirements, turnover of the company, and certification. I'm trying to eliminate this supplier. That's why I'm selecting options like this. And if I go to lines, click on the edit button and enter the price. 187, and transportation charges, packing per unit only white available. Only white. Okay, last screen is review screen and submit. So this is called surrogate response. Any questions?
So this RFQ, which we are doing with the surrogate response, that will directly go to the supplier via mail only, right? And he'll respond through mail.
We have to manually send an email, sir. Okay, you have to download our RFQ, and you have to manually send an email to the supplier, and supplier is going to provide response in the email or maybe fax or whatever. You have to enter in the system by using the surrogate technique.
Okay. Okay, sir.
Okay, so far we received, we invited 2 suppliers and we received response from the 2 suppliers. So you can see here 2 responses we received. And if you go to the monitor screen, this is called a monitor screen. In the monitor screen, you can see how many responses you received and all. And rank also you can see automatically. Application suggested this supplier as a rank 1 and this supplier as a rank 2. It's because of the score or it's because of the price, whatever you selected. You can open and see the details here, the supplier responses. So the supplier, what response is provided? If you go to the requirements, so this is the turnover of the company. And if you click on the view scoring details, so this supplier scored 100 marks. What option he selected for the ISO certification? This is the option. Okay. And next step is award this supplier. We want to award this supplier because this supplier score is good. And he also provided the list price you see here, 18105 and 18802. The price is also less here, the total amount, right? Go to actions. And here, go to main is. First of all, we have to close this RFQ because under 11 days is remaining. Do you want to extend or do you want to pass? I would like to close. I'm closing. And click on the submit button. And go to actions now, go to award and click on award negotiation, or you can actually select a view automatic award recommendation. If you click on that, then system will suggest you. So here system is suggesting this supplier, recommending this supplier. You are okay, then you click on accept recommendation. Click on accept recommendation. And click on complete award. Do you want to create a purchasing document now itself? Yes. Create purchasing document. Nothing but purchase order. I'm creating a I'm creating purchase order from the RFQ. So accept the system recommendation and create the outcome. This is the outcome. We are creating a P1 now. So tomorrow I'll show you two stage. Okay, so this entire concept again repeated one more time in the two-stage process. I know I navigated to multiple screens. I think when you're practicing, you have to catch up the video again, I believe, because here and there I navigated because a lot of screens are there here. Maybe a little confusing for you for the first time. So this is the PO number. PO number 24 got created. Okay, this is the PO thing. So please catch up the video once again. And if you're having any questions, I'll take it tomorrow. Okay. Thank you. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.
Thank you.